Hey guys, I'm Jesse from Jesse's Garage and Adventures, and I would like to thank you for checking out this video. Today we're going to be going over a different welder from Sefaspe. This is the 135E. This is a Flux Core MIG machine as well as an arc welder. I think this would be good for a lot of hobbyist crafts and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and open it up and get into checking out what's in the box, and let's start welding with it here in a few minutes. Alright, here's everything that it came with. I'll move my water bottle. So this is the actual welder. It's got a little quick start guide, user manual in here. It came with a small, like, pick wire brush situation. I'm not sure how useful this will be, but we'll check it out. We'll try to use it. It actually did come with some Flux Core wire, which is nice. You got your arc welding handle, a ground strap, and your MIG handle. It also comes with a little wrench as well as some additional tips. This is what the welder looks like. It's got an off and on switch back here. This goes from your arc welding and lift TIG setting, so I guess this is also a lift TIG welder. I'm not sure exactly how they would do that without gas, but yeah, that's what I got to say about that. And then this flips over to MIG. You've got your amperage. Looks like an over temp possibly. And then this got a little screen. And this is where you will load your wire. Pretty simple setup. You've already got two rollers in here. So you've got a 1 and a 0.8. So the 0.8 is 030 and the 1.0 is 035. And then the setting you're using is the one that's further out, because that actually lines up with the wire guide, if you look here. So if you want to use 030, you use this. If you want to set it to 050, you flip it over and you'll use this setting. I'm going to be using 030. And I meant to say 035 for the 1.0 setting. So we're going to put that back in there. And then this is just a little cap. And then what we'll do is we will remove this, put our spool on it, run it through here. And then we'll put this back down, flip the knob up, and adjust the tension from there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and load it with wire. You just twist that off, get this ready to go. Okay, once this is fed in, you want to pull the nozzle off of your MIG gun. Go ahead and pull the tip out. I'm going to go ahead and turn the unit on. And I'll show you guys what we see up here. So I was reading it, and this is a synergistic setup. So as you turn your amperage up, it will adjust the wire speed accordingly. So you don't have a ton of adjustment, like individual, but it should be enough to get you pretty close. And then we're going to try and run this through the machine. Oh, I guess I need to plug this in. Alright, so let's run the Flux Core through. Just gotta set it to MIG. Oh. So I don't have the tension tight enough. There we go. So now you can see it's moving. So we're going to turn this up. There we go. So this seems to have some sort of built-in delay. I can feel the wire coming up the gun right now. Alright. That is difficult. Let's cut this off a little bit. There we go. Something else, I'm not sure if this is supposed to happen, but this is how this is. It seems to be press fit. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be actually threaded, and this is, like, came apart. I'm really not certain. But it slides on there. It's pretty secure. Alright, we'll cut this back. And then we'll get set up to weld here in a few minutes. Alright guys, I have added the ground electrode, or I guess it's positive in this case. I am trying down here to ground it. We'll see if it works. This is just some scrap metal that I have. I really don't know if it'll weld to this, how well it'll weld to this, all that. I really don't know the settings on this. The instruction manual is a little vague. I need to remove my watch while I'm thinking about it, because I have ruined plenty of watches. Okay, so for right now, the plan is to just put beads across this. This is thick metal, probably thicker than anything I would ever weld with this size wire and probably this small of a welder. But we'll give it a shot. This is just scrap that I'm using. That was definitely not hot enough. Let's use the included yeah, that was not good. Let's grab a different welder or a different piece of metal, something thinner. We'll lay some welds down on this. Let's turn this up a bit. Okay, that's doing all right. So let's turn this down a little bit, down to 50. And it's not super pretty, but it's actually not welding bad. Let's grab some other scrap. So let's try and weld these together. This is pretty dirty as well, so it's definitely not ideal. It actually looks really good. This Flux Core wire that it came with might be the best Flux Core I've used. Let me grab a pair of pliers and see what the penetration looks like, see if I can break this open. So that's what the penetration looks like. It's not super hot, but I mean we can turn it up and see what it does. Alright guys, I just cleaned this up, put a little bevel on it, and I want to go ahead and try it again. I'm actually quite happy with this. We're going to turn this up. See how high this thing goes. So it goes to 135. Let's set it at 100. Wow, once again, I just absolutely cannot believe the quality of welds coming out of Flux Core right now. I mean, honestly, look at that. That's insane. Oh. So it did break. Took a lot. Okay, so this metal is a lot thicker than what I really should have been welding at 100, so I went ahead and turned the welder up and tried everything out. I really like this welder so far. Once again, I am just absolutely in disbelief over this. So I keep saying this in the video, but in the past, every time I really tried to use Flux Core on projects, it's just been very bubbly and have a lot of slag and been unsightly. But this thing's welding very nicely. I can't break it, but I also, thinking about it, I welded it kind of on a bad side to test that. Once again, man, it looks good. It looks great. There we go. That looks so good for Flux Core. I cannot believe it. Okay, so to switch this back over to arc welding, I have to remove the Flux Core. Hope I can pull this through. That actually went pretty well. So we'll actually reference this. So for arc welding, it says to put your ground clamp on the positive side and your electrode on the negative side. So we will do that. Once again, you've got about 6 feet of width, or whatever you want to call this, wire. It would be cool if it was longer, but you kind of get what you get. Let's go grab my rods. Alright, before I start with the arc welding, I have not arc welded in years. Probably since college, so I graduated in 17. So it may take me a little bit to get rolling, but you guys are going to see it raw, so let's do it. So for this, I just grabbed some 6013, basically just some cheap rod that was at Rural King. Okay. Once again, I'm going to just grab this, and I'm going to put a bead across here just to practice, and then I'll find some more scraps and actually start welding things together. Alright, so that one's definitely cold. We're going to run it up to 100. Try that out. Wire. Whoa! Remember that. Not bad. Not bad. Let's run it down 75. Well, I'm done, kind of wrapped up here. I overall really like the Welder a lot. You can have it for around $90 on Amazon, and I think it's really hard to beat anything that works for that price, but this thing welds really, really well. As I said in the video, I'm not really an arc welder, but I've done a fair amount of MIG. I haven't done a whole lot of Flux Core welding, but I'm getting better at it, and this welder made it very easy. I think this welder would be great for somebody who doesn't want to spend a lot of money and they don't want to deal with having a gas bottle and they don't intend on having a gas bottle. If they do, or if you do, there are other options from the same company. I obviously haven't tried those out yet, but if they perform like this one does, I don't know how you could go wrong. But those other options do have gas shielding as well. I would like to thank you all for watching this far into the video. And if you guys liked the video or found anything informative, please remember to give me a like, share, subscribe, comment down below what your thoughts are. And I would like to thank the company for sending me the welder. I need stuff like this to be able to afford continuing projects. Here pretty soon I'm going to be working on my little motorcycle trailer, and I might use this to go ahead and weld everything up just because of how easy it is.